everybody, and good morning to you. How are you? So it is really early here. It's 7:30, almost going into 8. I got up at 6. Why is that? Well, because Queen Booger insisted that I get up at 6 o'clock and feed her breakfast and cuddle with her and all that good stuff. And you guys know that I have to do what the Queen says, or else. I am a loving servant, but she insists that I must be up at 6, and I don't know why. I really don't get it. And then after I feed her, then she wants to go back to bed. Why do cats do that? Anyway, so good morning to you. Hope you're having a good one. Today, this minute, I am going to be doing some Twitter peeps. I'm not reacting to a video by Foodie Beauty. She hasn't posted anything lately, and I'm okay with that. There's a whole lot of stuff on Twitter to go over. There's some good stuff, positive stuff, lots of positive stuff, stuff that might put a smile on your face this morning, as well as stuff relating to the aforementioned charity stream that Chantal said that she might do. Although those of us in Girl World who watch her knew that she would not be doing a charity stream. Hi, Booger. There she is. There's the Queen. Hi, Booger. Thank you, Brown. And you got stuff to say this morning? You do. Yeah, Queen Booger is sounding off about Chantal. She's been talking my ear off. But Chantal talked about doing a charity stream. We knew that wasn't going to happen because Foodie do a charity stream? Why? Uh, she was also speaking that she would do a charity stream, but she was trying to figure out a way to do a charity stream and also make money at the same time. And where did she get this idea to do a charity stream anyway? Well, FFG did a charity stream about 2 days ago, raising money for an organization. And wouldn't you know, as soon as Frenchie did her charity stream to benefit the organization, suddenly Chantal is talking about doing one. Although she did a community post saying she wasn't going to do one, and she was blaming Girl World as the reason why. I've got lots of thoughts about that, as well as about other things, including just some side snippet information on Amberlyn Reed, because those of you that watch my videos, you saw that I posted a clip in the Twitter peeps where Emily came forward and said that Amberlyn conveniently let out Rarity right about the same time that she asked Amberlyn to go back to Oklahoma. And last night, Amberlyn did a members only live where she essentially did a crash out due to the allegations that she let Rarity out on purpose because she did not want to leave Emily, and I guess was trying to find a way to stay longer. If the allegations are true, Amber, you're a piece of crap. You are such a piece of crap. Horrible. But we're going to go over that in the Twitter peeps. So nothing but Twitter peeps in this video, y'all. But I want to catch y'all up so I can stay caught up. So you guys know what time it is. It is time for the Twitter peeps. All right, we are all set and ready to go. Let me just go ahead and share the screen with y'all so you guys can see. Oh, let me just go ahead. Oh, I saved that already. Let me just get where I need to be. Sorry about that. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter that you would like to, wow, the Queen has a lot to say. You got a lot to say about Chantal. I know. You guys hear it? Like the Queen is speaking, and you must let the Queen speak when she wants to. Booger. I know. She's just a bunch of nonsense, ain't she? Yes. You going to speak into the microphone? Yeah, tell the people what you got to say. You got the floor. Get on the soapbox and talk. So, for those of you that are on Twitter and you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that want to know what's going on Twitter, but you don't want to be there, that's why I do the Twitter peeps so you guys can stay caught up and you don't have to be on the Bird app. All right, how about we start with something interesting, something that everybody should remember, courtesy of Psych Wizard. Never become so thirsty that you drink from every cup presented to you. That's how you get poisoned. Maybe Chantal should follow that advice because she is so thirsty she drinks from every cup that's presented to her. All right. Jolie says adding a charity to your video is not the same as what happened with pause. The Chantal logic is really trying hard today. Make it make sense. So here's the community post from Foodie about the charity stream that she wanted to do. She says, "Hi guys, while choosing a charity organization to add to my videos on Syria, I realized that this, unfortunately, would just become another pause Kuwait situation where many people would start harassing the charities, and I don't want that to happen. Therefore, I feel it is best that I don't associate with any organizations publicly. I am getting messages that a certain reaction channel has raised money for Syrians, which is odd to me that someone would choose to do this only after I come to Syria. This makes it look like the motivation behind being so charitable is to try to make one seem like a better person than the other and or attention seeking behavior, and I'm not actually caring for the cause at hand. But that is a pattern of behavior for this individual, and I will not give them the attention that they so desperately seek. I will simply continue to try to make differences in the lives of those we can as we can here directly, or if we do help in any way, we will keep it private due to harassment concerns for those organizations." Well, there's a lot to go over here, isn't there? Let's start with the first part of this post. While choosing a charity organization to add to my videos on Syria, ma'am, that's not how YouTube works. That is not how you do a charity stream on YouTube. You do a charity live stream, you pick said organization or group to be charitable to, you push a button on your live stream, and any and all money donated goes to the charity. You don't get that money. And maybe that's a reason why you're not doing a charity stream because just last night, just yesterday, when I was reacting to you, you were saying, I have to make a living too, meaning you have to make money off the stream somehow, that you were going to look into it and see if there was a way to kind of split the money between yourself and a charity. And there's no way to do that. When you do a charity stream, all the money collected in what would normally be super chats goes to the charity. There's no way to get a portion for yourself. And I'm sure you figured that out when you looked into it. But the timing is very sus. FFG did her charity stream 2 days ago, and the very next day, you were talking about doing a charity stream. So tell me you watch Frenchie without telling me you watch Frenchie. You're just looking for another way to scam. And a lot of people in your live chat were calling you out for it. As a matter of fact, there was somebody calling you grifty pants. Hence the reason why I was calling you grifty pants for the title of my React video. And you're being grifty pants. Grifty pants beauty. Trying to find another sneaky way to scam money for yourself. Always looking for a way to make something for yourself with that. All right, next part. I realized that this unfortunately would just become another pause Kuwait situation. How so? How so? How is that? How would that be possible? If you're doing a charity stream on YouTube, you're pushing a button, and all the money gets automatically donated to said organizations, how would that become a Pause Kuwait situation? You weren't working with Pause back in Kuwait. You didn't do a charity stream for Pause Kuwait. You were collecting money for yourself on your channel that went directly to your PayPal account. So it wasn't going directly to a charity. And then when you got called out for it and you got busted, you tried to cover up your mistake by going directly to Pause Kuwait and saying, okay, okay, I'll pay you off and I'll give you money. You're hoping that you could pay them off and make the whole situation go away. And that's not what happened. It got to the point where you had to leave Kuwait because of what you did, because you got caught and you got reported and people knew about it. You went under the microscope, and you don't like when that happens. You like to operate in the dark. And when there's too much light being shed on you, you run from it. You don't like being held accountable for your actions. Let's see, where many people would start harassing the charities, and I don't want that to happen. Please, Chantal, please. You don't care about the charities. You don't care about the people who are part of the charities trying to do good work. You don't do good work, you do bad work. You're trying to act concerned for the charities, saying that Girl World is going to harass charities. Are you kidding me? As if we would, as if that would be a thought in our head. We don't go after charities. There's no reason to go after charities. We went after you because you were scamming people and lying to people. That's why we went after you. That's why you got reported, because you were trying to scam people acting like a charity when you're not a charity. I feel it is best that I don't associate with any organizations publicly. You don't want to do a charity stream because you can't get any of the money from the stream. Straight up, point blank, period, full stop. If you did a charity stream, all the money would go to an organization and not to you. And I can only imagine that if you did a charity stream and if you saw thousands being raised for a charity, you'd be punching the air. In your head, you'd be thinking the entire time, I want that money to go to me. That $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, whatever it is you would raise, all you'd be thinking in your head is, I wish that money were mine. I wish that I could put it in pocket. I wish that I could be part of my YouTube paycheck, and it's not. It's going somewhere else besides me. Because you're always thinking in terms of me and I. Why can't they be giving me money? You always think in terms of me. I am getting messages that a certain reaction channel has raised money for Syrians. Chantal, you can just stop right there. You're on Twitter. You're on YouTube. You're always scanning the internet for anything relating to you. People talking about you, making comments about you. Always scanning Twitter, always scanning YouTube. So please stop acting dumb. It's not a good look. You over there lying like you don't know what's going on other channels. I'm sure you are subscribed to French Fry Girl and you watch her live chats religiously. You watch every single one to know what's been said, what's been done. You knew immediately about her charity stream. Yes, you did. Uh, which is odd to me that someone would choose to do this only after I come to Syria. First of all, Chantal, if Frenchie or anybody on YouTube feels like doing a charity stream for any organization, what business is it of yours? Why do you care? If any channel, anywhere, and any genre wants to do a charity stream, why do you care so much? You've been on YouTube for 8, 9 years, and you've made plenty of money. Never once have you done a charity stream. Not one time. You've never done a giveaway. I have seen channels far smaller than you do giveaways. and do charity streams. And not a single one of them ever, ever got on live stream and said, I wonder if there's a way to get part of that money into my bank account. No one except you has ever expressed that thought or that thinking. You know, people, when you do things for charity, you're not thinking of yourself. You're thinking about helping others. And helping others is something that you don't do and you've never done. It's all about helping yourself. You are not a giver, you're a taker. You're constantly taking. And that, my dear, is how you burn bridges. You set them on fire. You take and you take and you take until the people you're taking from cut you off and they want nothing to do with you. This makes it look like the motivation behind being so charitable is to try to make one seem like a better person than the other. How do you know what a person's motivations are for doing a charity stream? Are you psychic? Can you read somebody's mind? Do you know their heart? Do you know their soul? How do you know that there is negative motivation behind a charity stream? If the motivation is to help others, that's what matters the most. You're trying to point a finger at French Fry Girl and say that she had negative motivation and thought when it came to the charity stream, and I strongly disagree. You don't want to allow the possibility that maybe Frenchie, because of reacting to you and seeing how things are in Syria, maybe she has a good heart and she wanted to help. You know, like you're over there over consuming, eating all the food in a place where there are shortages of every kind, including food. You're over there acting like an overfed tick, consuming everything in your path. And maybe those of us that react to you, we feel for the people in Syria. We feel for their suffering. We have empathy and sympathy and maybe just want to help. Because God knows you're not going to help, although you could. You could help, Chantal. You're there in Syria, in person. There's a lot you could do. You could buy some food and give it to your neighbors and help them out. You spend what, 30, 40 bucks and buy a whole bunch of food and give it to people. There's a lot you can do in Syria, but of course you're not. You'll buy yourself food before you buy other people food. Even if you walk outside your door and you see evidence of suffering, it doesn't faze you. You don't feel anything in your heart for those people. All you can think about is you, you, you. Uh, uh, this makes it look like the motivation behind being so charitable is to try to make one seem like a better person than the other, and or attention-seeking behavior, and not actually caring for the cause at hand. You're going to talk about attention-seeking behavior, going out in public, going to KFG, doing a mukbang in Syria, eating the portion of 6 people, while outside that door of the restaurant, there are people going hungry. That's just crazy work. It takes a lot of balls, Chantal, a lot of balls to do that. You know, instead of buying the food and inviting people to eat with you, which would have been a bit charitable. No, no, no. You're going to do a mukbang and stuff your face. Ma'am, have a seat. Uh, that is a pattern of behavior for this individual, and I will not give them the attention that they so desperately seek. They weren't looking for your attention when they did the charity stream. They were looking to help. They were strictly looking to help, and so they did. And so they did. And isn't it a crying shame that you're over there with a channel 108K, Chantal, and Frenchie, she's like 30, 34, 35,000. Her channel sub-wise is maybe a third of the size of yours as far as subscribers, and yet she's helping. She did the stream. She benefited the charity. She wasn't concerned about making money for herself. And you, with your 100K plus channel, you're not helping at all. You should be embarrassed. You really should be embarrassed. I will simply continue to try to make differences in the lives of those we can, as we can here directly. There's no try, Chantal. In the words of Yoda, there is no try. Do or do not, but there is no try. You don't have to try. There's a lot you could do there. You're just not doing it. You're thinking of you, and only you. You got three personalities: me, myself, and I. Uh, if we try to help in any way, we will keep it private due to harassment concerns for those organizations. Well, there's another reason why you're keeping it private is because you're not doing it. So if you keep it private, then you can easily say, yeah, I'm helping people all over the place and not actually be helping people, which is more the case. So that is Chantal's community post about not doing a charity stream. Surprise, surprise, she's not doing one. We all knew she wouldn't. We knew as soon as she found out that she couldn't make money off the stream, she was not going to do it. All right, something positive from small, silly cat. Oh, look at the babies. Siblings. You gotta love siblings. Science girl. Now, y'all check this lady out. She is amazing. She is such a treasure. Science girl says the art technique of Grandma Mingling, and she's 82 years old. God bless this woman. She's 82 years old, and she is an artist, and she delights in what she does. And she's got a very unique talent, a unique approach to art. And I know it doesn't look like much right now, but just trust the process. Grandma Mei knows exactly what she's doing. I love the fact that she's so incredibly creative. And she's just doing her own thing, and she's just delighting in the process of the creation of art. So she's using spray paint. She is splashing the paint on. She's using paint brushes to form certain lines. I I love it. Like she's creating this whole picture. I'm like, y'all just keep watching. She's amazing. Okay, she's just fitting this out. I can just trust the process. Once you see the entire picture, you'd be like, wow. Yeah, exactly. She's wow, isn't she, Booger? Yeah, you're impressed too, because you're an artist too. That's right, Queen. You tell her. Using more brushes. And we're going to go further. Grandma Mei Ling not only used brushes, but she also uses plants to create her art. Look, just putting the paint on the brushes. Okay, we're going to put the leaves directly on there. See, it's coming together. It's definitely coming together. Look at that. And believe it or not, the picture is actually upside down. So we're going to turn it right side up and see what's going on here. Ta-da! Amazing. Well done, Grandma. You are a treasure, ma'am. And you are a wonderful, wonderful artist. I would buy your art. I would buy that picture in a heartbeat. Nature Life Okay says Mama Sea Otter with her pup. Daw. Look. So Mama Sea Otters put their babies on their bellies when they float around so the babies can take a nap, and also they use that to groom them. All right, back to Foodie. Girl in the kitchen said it would only be like pause situation of the money went to her. Not if she did a legitimate fundraising stream. YouTube has these options for people to avoid situations like pause. Exactly. So if you're a channel, you're at least 10,000 subscribers, you want to do a charity stream, all you got to do is push a button. And then YouTube does the work for you. All right, Shenanigans says, didn't she say that brain pills are taboo in Syria and she went to a pharmacy and was told they didn't carry her medication. Yeah, so which is it? Can you get your antidepressants in Syria, Chantal, or not? Hmm. And here's another community post, courtesy of Chantal. This has to do with her antidepressants. Foodie Beauty says, good news. We found a pharmacy that has my brain pills. Brain pills are the antidepressants. This is a big relief. They are also a fraction of the price here, which is crazy. I still have a large amount of diabetes medications, but I'd imagine they'd have those too. I will worry about those a bit later, as I still have so many. I wonder if the reason why Salah found her a place to get her antidepressants is because she has been losing it, perhaps, uh, not acting right. Uh, he's driving her nuts, and she's driving him nuts. Maybe that's why they found a place. But she felt the need to tell us about her antidepressant situation. I don't know why. That kind of feels private to me. Enigma 2025 says she needs serious medical attention and Syria won't be able to help her, not with her issues. Salah lied when he said they had the best health care. Does he not know how serious her condition is? I don't think he does. I don't think he does because I don't think she even knows. When's the last time she's been to a doctor and she's gotten a full checkup from head to foot? It's been a long time. There's no telling what her health looks like. She doesn't want to know how bad it is. So if she doesn't know, he's not going to know. He would know if they went to a hospital and she got a full checkup and then Salah talked to the doctor. But I think maybe that's part of the reason why she's not going to the hospital, because whatever doctor she gets is going to tell him how bad it is. And she might be worried that he would tell her, you need to go home right now. All right, Fat Cow says, allow me to translate. I will not be doing a charity stream for Syria as FFG has already, and I don't want the embarrassment of raising less than her to be online. I don't know if it's about embarrassment, Fat Cow, although that would be a bit embarrassing for Foodie. Although, to be fair, y'all, like when people do charity streams, it's not a competition. It should not be looked at as a competition. Chantal may look at it as a competition, but it's not. It's about raising money for organizations and doing a good thing to help others. I think the main motivation with Chantal is she doesn't like the idea of raising money and helping other people if she can't get some money out of it herself. She's very self motivated. She's got to have some kind of personal motivation for something, or she doesn't want to do it. You got to motivate her with food or money or something. But if there's nothing in it for her, she's simply just not going to do it. Shenanigan says the plot thickens. So let's look at the screenshots. Somebody's asking, what are brain pills? And she answers, antidepressants. All right, here's some information about that. Antidepressants are legally available in Syria, but there are regulations and challenges related to their access and use, legality, and availability. Individuals can generally purchase medicines, including those considered prescription only in other countries, like antibiotics, anti diabetics, and anti-hypertensive drugs, in pharmacies without a prescription. However, importing specific medications unavailable in Syria for personal use requires a process involving certified medical reports, prescriptions from a registered Syrian specialist doctor, and approval from the Syrian Ministry of Health. The imported quality must be for personal use only and not for commercial purposes. International aid organizations like the Syrian American Medical Society, SAMS, and the World Health Organization, WHO, are working to improve access to psychiatric medications and mental health services in Syria, including establishing supply chains for psychiatric medications and providing them free of charge in certain areas. Challenges and concerns. Despite the legality, access to essential medications, including those for mental health, have been severely restricted due to, due to the humanitarian crisis and ongoing conflict. Self medication and inappropriate use of medications are significant health concerns in the region. There's also a problem with the misuse of prescribed psychotropic and neurological drugs, which has worsened during the Syrian crisis. Effective enforcement of regulations is crucial to prevent medication misuse and ensure patient safety. Regulations and oversight. The Syrian Ministry of Health plays a role in approving the import of medications and registering pharmaceutical products. The Pharmaceutical Professions Law, number 2 of 2008, aims to regulate medicine importation and ensure patient safety. While there is no structured healthcare system as found in some Western countries, there are efforts to develop a mental health act and improve services. So I guess for now, she can get her antidepressants there. All right, now this is something a little different. Let's talk about Amberlyn Reed because lately Amberlyn Reed has been in very, 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 very hot water, and it has to do with her cat Rarity that she had. Also, there were also rumors that she had passed away, and so she did an entire community post about that. Perfectly Imperfect says Amberlyn Reed addressing rumors she passed away and rumors she lost her cat on purpose. Ma'am, the only thing truly missing here is shame. So here's the post from Amber saying, I just now checked social media for the day. I haven't been on it much lately, hence why I haven't been uploading. And I noticed lots of rumors being spread. Just so everyone knows, all of it is a lie, but everyone will believe what they want anyway. So this is the only time I'll ever speak on it. Putting my energy into a large group of people who will only ever see the bad in me is not something I want in my life anymore. I'm trying very hard to focus on my mental health and my sanity. That is why I'm saying bye to constantly engaging in hate and saying bye to people in my life that destroy any piece of sanity I do have. But if you're wanting drama and for me to speak on any rumors being spread about me, it isn't happening. I'm in protection mode in more ways than one. Protect your mental health at all costs, even if it makes you look like the bad guy when you aren't. Anyway, I'm going live for members only at 8:30 p.m. See you there. So the rumor was she passed away. And then somebody made the remark to Tommy in comments about Tommy's dogs and blaming Tommy's dogs for Rarity disappearing. And then Emily came back and said, that's not my fault. Uh, Amber pretty much let Rarity out on purpose when I told her to go back to Oklahoma. So the timing of that. Tommy wanted Amber to go home to Oklahoma. I guess Amber Lynn did not want to go, so she lost Rarity so she wouldn't have to go. And in my opinion, that is something that Amber would do. She's a bit of a clinger herself, and she'll do anything to hold on to people. Okay. D. Angry Scott says, there you go, guys. It's our fault that Foodie can't hold a fundraiser for Syria. I love that she's being completely transparent about her talking about doing one is only motivated by the fact that Reactor did one. Yeah, sure. You keep all that charity work private, cutie. Right? So convenient, keeping it private so that there's no proof that she actually did it. All right, now, speaking of Amberlyn Reed's crash out, here we go. Here's part of the crash out, courtesy of Malarkey Meter. Malarkey Meter says sped up to 1.5, the end of her life. ALR had a meltdown and rage quit over today's allegations from Emily that Amber let out Rarity on purpose the day she asked her to go back to Oklahoma. Well, I'm here for a good crash out, aren't you? I am here for a good crash out. So let's see what Amber has to say in her crash out.
Amber, the breaking news and the Amberverse. I don't know. If it's going to cause me to feel distressed in some way, I don't want to hear it and I don't care. Genuinely and wholeheartedly, I just do not give a fuck at this point. I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I
You know, I'm watching this. I watched it earlier this morning, and I can't help but feel reminded of something. I'm feeling a sense of deja vu. You know, Amberlynn and Chantal are very similar. They're both narcissists, they only care about themselves. And nothing makes them more upset and more mad than when they are confronted by something they're not prepared for, they can't lie their way out of it, they have a complete meltdown. Like the whole situation that happened with Foodie and FFG and BBJ. And when Foodie found out that FFG had BBJ, she had an entire meltdown over that. Now, here we are, much, much later with Amber, and Tommy, Emily, revealed, isn't it funny that the day I asked Amber to go home to Oklahoma, suddenly she's losing her cat so she doesn't have to go back? Not right away. Isn't it funny? Like you guys are trying to put the blame on my dogs as the reason why the cat's not there, but isn't it funny that the cat disappears on the day that I ask her to go home? So she effectively pointed a very strong finger at Amber's back. And that is what she's mad about. The fact that if she thought she got away with something, she really didn't get away with it. And now she's being confronted with it.
I'm just going to say this, and it sucks that it's behind a paywall.
And by the way, before we even look at the rest of this, Amber, if you did that, if you deliberately let out Rarity just so you could stay with Emily, you know what? I'll even give you a 2 for 1 special, Amber. 2 for 1 special. So you're going to let your pet out to go wander, to get lost. God knows what's happened to that poor animal. I really hope that somebody found Rarity and took her in and gave her a better home. I don't think you should be owning animals at all. If you can't take care of yourself, you don't need to have animals, period. But if you let out your cat on purpose just so you could stay with Emily, you are just a big walking sack of garbage. You are.
Here for anyone to believe in their actual like hearts, like truly, for anyone to believe that I would ever purposely do something to Rarity, the cat that I loved for almost a decade with my whole heart and soul. You are insane.
No, not insane. Because your behavior afterwards was very telling, Amber. Very telling. Instead of going out and looking for your cat because you were worried about her, which any pet parent would do if their pet was lost, they'd be combing the neighborhood, they'd be putting up flyers, they'd be making phone calls, they'd be calling all the shelters. You weren't doing any of that. You were busy on YouTube making videos versus going to look for the pet. You did very little to find Rarity, which leads me to believe you really didn't want to find her. You wanted her to stay lost just so you could stay with Emily. Because what if you had gone looking for her and found her? You found Rarity. That means you'd have to go home to Oklahoma, wouldn't you? You couldn't stay with Emily anymore. You wanted that poor baby to stay lost because if she's lost, that means you can stay with Emily for a while. Bitch. You were thinking of yourself and you were being cruel. Horrible person you are. Just looking for any reason or way or excuse to stay with Tommy. So we're not insane. Your behavior after losing Rarity was very sus. Very, very sus. You were not going the distance to go find her.
You are insane.
No, you are.
Like truly.
No, letting a cat out on purpose just to stay with someone when they tell you to go home, that's insane. That's crazy work. That is evil, crazy work.
I think for 2 seconds outside of this weird.
Where's your tears, by the way? You know what? I'm going to blow you up full screen. Where are your tears? Where are they? No tears.
Fixation that you have on me and just think for 2 seconds.
And you know what I'm noticing here, Amber? You're talking all about yourself, 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 yourself. What about Rarity? Can you imagine being a cat? You're in unfamiliar territory with unfamiliar smells. You're lost. It's cold outside, freezing. You don't know where you are. But yourself, yourself, yourself. Me. It's all about me. I'm upset. I'm not doing well. Screw you.
I had a moment. We definitely are insane. Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I'm just like, okay, fine. Like, it's people's entertainment. That's cool. But, like, it's affecting me. Like, it's genuinely affecting
It's affecting me, y'all. This accusation is affecting me. Well, your decision to let her out, I'm sure, affected Rarity a lot more severe. So excuse me, ma'am, if I don't have a sympathy bone for you.
me. I know a lot of people don't care that it's affecting me,
I
but
don't
it is.
care. I don't care how you feel. I don't care about this fake, phony concern about Rarity because that's exactly what it is. You're concerned about yourself. And you're upset right now because Tommy made that comment and pointed the finger back at you and you don't like it. The fact that you did something bad and it's being pointed out and you don't know how to deal. Shouldn't have done it.
You know? So,
No tears. She's talking about Rarity, a pet that got lost. Where are the tears? The only thing she's crying for is herself right now because she's upset because it's a bad look and she knows it. She's concerned about her image and her subs and her money. And are people going to watch me on YouTube? Am I going to lose a bunch of subscribers and money? That's all she freaking cares about.
like, I don't like feeling this way. Fuck.
Again, it's all about her. I don't know how I feel. Shut up. Shut up. I wonder how Rarity feels.
I genuinely feel like I made so much progress.
Screw your progress.
And it's just, like, ripped from me. It just sucks. Like, my mom called me today. And I was trying to act like everything was fine. Because I don't like bothering her with this shit. I was trying so hard, but she could tell. And I just started bawling my eyes out. And my mom was like, Evelyn.
Where are her tears? She's trying to act upset. Where are her tears? She's not crying.
Well, Amber, because she calls me Amber. And she's like, Amber, anyone who knows you knows how much you loved and adored that cat. And it's just like,
You know why you don't see any tears? Because she knows what she did. She knows exactly what she did. And she knows it's the truth. That's why she's not crying. If it were a lie, she'd be crying. Her mascara would be all over her face. Her eyeliner would be all over her face. She would have that ugly crying going on. But she knows deep down it's the truth. I believe Emily. I believe you let her out on purpose because you did not want to leave Emily. That's why you're not crying because you know you did it. And now you got caught.
it's not fair. Like every day, I go live with the fucking regret. You guys have no idea. I regret so bad ever taking my pets with me. I should have never come there in general. But that's something that I have to live with forever.
Well, how long has it been since it happened? From what I've seen of you, you don't really miss Rarity. And it doesn't really affect you. You're not missing her every day. As most owners would do, they'd be missing their pets every day.
because people genuinely have the wrong idea when it comes to me with my pets.
And the Oscar goes to Amberlyn Reed.
The wrong fucking idea. And it's just like, I genuinely just don't know what to do anymore. Like,
You know what she's doing? This is so manipulative. Let's bring out the tears. Let's act upset. Like I'm just crying so hard that I can't catch my breath, trying to get the sympathy on her, and let's get the attention off of what she did. That's what this is.
I feel just so defeated. Defeated. Just, it's like people hate me no matter what. So it's like no matter genuinely what I say is never going to matter.
Yeah, you know what she's upset because she thought the whole Rarity situation it was over with and it wasn't going to come back and haunt her and bite her in the butt, and it did. She thought she got away with something. Yeah, she got some heat when it initially happened, but she probably thought it's been a little while and no one's going to talk about this or as much, and I got away with it. And she didn't get away with it. It's coming back to haunt her.
Never. I'm just like I'm just a laughing stock to everybody. I've been like my nervous system genuinely has been so calm because I'm telling you, I'm like 24/7 fight or flight. That has been my life, my general life. And finally I was pumped. I was doing better. It's like something always has to happen. Something always has to happen to where like I just I can't even say it. I can't even. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done this. I need to go.
Yep. So that was her little crash out. Her trying to get the attention back on herself. Let's not focus on what she did to Rarity. I believe she actually did let Rarity out on purpose. I really do. That's just my opinion. D. Angry Scott says it's so nice of Foodie to inform us that she's found a blank source for her medication. I'm sure she will tell us how the law doesn't matter as there's no one enforcing the laws. Just keep FAFO, cutie. It's a good look on you. And I've already read that before. Okay, so something to make you smile. Cats with threatening auras. The cat was pretending all along. Cat's like, nobody's looking. I can stuff my face. Cats can actually do this. They can pick up their paws and use them like hands and like feed themselves. Like, anybody looking? Num, 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 num. All right, here's something again that will make you have a big grin on your face. So, this is unique. Science Girl says this owl has befriended a 98-year-old grandma and shows up every day to visit her. Well, that is something unique. Grandma gets a visit from an owl. Uh, Maybe they're kindred spirits or something, but grandma just is so happy to see this owl, and the owl just loves grandma. Owls are usually solitary creatures, which makes it even more special, but owl is just in love with grandma. That's so sweet. And look at the baby. Yog says kitten asking for the belly rubs. Look. Rawr, rawr, rawr. Love the baby. They just want to play. How can you look at that kitten and not feel good today? Nana Spike T says this was never going to happen, but I'm sure Salah gave her a stern warning about this. Also, let's not forget he wants to be the only person getting his hands on her money. Yeah, speaking of money, the countdown has started, ladies and gentlemen, for YouTube payday. Her YouTube payday is on the 22nd, and her paycheck is going to be smaller than a baby carrot. And the other baby carrot, I'm sure, is not going to like it. I wonder if she's told him that her paycheck is going to be bigger than what it actually is. I got a feeling something major is going to happen on payday. If and when he finds out that she doesn't have much money coming from YouTube. Ooh, he's not going to like it. He's not going to like it. He might ghost her. All right, Okie Doll says she really looked like plastic during this stream. She looked very shiny, so maybe heat or for attention. Chantal, you really need to stop playing around with them filters. You play around with them so much that you don't even look real. You don't even look real. Here's another positive thing from cats with threatening auras. A cat introduces her babies to her human. Now, this right here tells me that mama obviously loves the owner, trusts the owner so much that when she had her babies, that she trusts the owner with her babies as well. Mothers usually very protective of their young, but mother just straight up brought them all over to the owner. So good on that owner for having such a bond with mom. Because she's like, I'm bringing my babies to you. You take care of me, and I know you can take care of them too. What an incredible piece of video. All right, moving on. And here's a post from me saying, Shut up, Foodie. We know the real reason you aren't doing a charity stream is because you can't make money for yourself with it. You never give, you take. Selfish beach. And for those wondering what is going on beneath the hijab, here's a old screenshot from one of her streams. And this was when she was 200 pounds less. But that is what Foodie would look like underneath the hijab, minus the hair, because she's bald now. But all of this and more, for those who want to know, need to know. Nana Spike T said, Did anyone catch this? She's glitching. I swear her marshmallow brain is cooking under that sweaty head wrap. So, okay. You guys are good. I guess she did that. I don't know if that is something medical or something to do with her medication, or in the past, Chantal has faked having tics. She's had real tics, but she also will fake them for attention. So I don't know what's going on here. If it's something real and something medical, she really needs to go home and get herself checked out. All right, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Me and Queen Booger will be around. Y'all take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye.